Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I want to show you what I got from Queen Company. This is new. It's new in their shop and it's called the Shrinktastic Kit. And what this is colored shrink plastic and dies that you can shrink and make little tiny embellishments or shaker bits. Like see there's little puzzle pieces in this little shaker, and there's leaves in this one, and there's little cupcakes in this one. And so it comes with, I believe, 24 sheets of shrink plastic. I have had them out already, so they're not in any particular order anymore. One side is shiny, and the other side is more of a matte color. And I want to show you the colors here. They definitely smells like a brand new shower curtain. You know how that smells. So these are the colors. This is like a silver and a gold, and then all of these colors. So there's no duplicates, although some of them look very close to each other. There's no duplicates there. You can see all the colors right here. So the kit is $44.95, and it includes these dies for cutting out and shrinking. Now the dies, you'll notice there's two of everything. So we have squares, circles, stars, hexagons, puzzle pieces. Love that. There's the regular heart, kind of a chunky heart, kind of like a cog, crown, leaf, and there's flowers, party hats, more flowers or starbursts. This is a clover. We've got a snowflake, cupcake, teardrop, cloud, dog bone, high heel, butterfly, flower, balloon, and a leaf right there. So very fun. They give you two of each because if you are making a shaker and you want puzzle pieces, it'll be a lot faster to do two puzzle pieces at once into your die machine all the time. However, I thought I can get by with just one, so I'm going to split the die set with a friend. And I have looked at, they also have a refill kit for the shrink plastic, and which is exactly one of each of these again. So it's this identical piece. So I figured if I take the cost of that, remove it from this kit, that would give me the price of what the dies actually are. And so this ends up being $25. And so when you split this in half, it would be $12.50 each. So that is a lot of dies there. And you can see that if you have your own dies, you can use them as well. So these are about an inch. They average an inch to an inch and a quarter a piece, depending on what they are. So if you have small dies, you can use them for this and to use as shaker bits too. Or you can use a different die, bigger, and you can even put a hole in it, punch a hole in it before you shrink it, and then you can have a little charm. So I wanted to show this to you, and we'll play around and make some embellishments with it. But also, when I was looking at the prices, I see that Dress My Craft has also come out with colored shrink plastic. Theirs are full-size sheets, in other words, like this, instead of these half sheets. And when I did the math and I got how many square inches you get in this versus how many square inches you get with Dress My Craft, the Dress My Craft shrink plastic is more affordable. So, you know, whether you want this die set or not, and you just want new shrink plastic, the Dress My Craft shrink plastic will be an affordable refill for these, or to use on your own dies. And so I will give you a link down below to this. Sometimes this is in stock and the refill is not, or vice versa. So we'll see when I upload this video what's in stock at the time. Okay, so I'm going to divide this in half for my friend to have half of them, and then I will make something. I have divided those dies up into two equal portions, and I put them on magnetic sheets, and in a half-page pocket protector. I'm going to mail this to my friend and play with this one. Okay, I want to show you the difference in size between the die cut and what it looks like after being shrunk. You see the difference in size there, and of course it is also thicker because you have the same mass being shrunk down. So what I am using is this Easy Cuts die cutting machine, this little mini thing from Dress My Craft. And if you just cut your strips into 2.5 or 3 inches and lay your die on that, and the best use of your time is to put more than one die on it, but I'm just showing you how easily this cuts up. Just snaps right out. That's how easy it is. Make sure you put your dies back or they will get lost. Okay, so we've got two sides. One is really glossy, and when you shrink it, the glossy side remains glossy and the other side remains matte. Now, I'm going to use a heat gun because we're on camera here, but you can also lay a whole tray of these on a tray, put it in your oven and bake them, and that would also be just as easy. And you can do a whole lot of them at once rather than one at a time like I'm doing here. So I have this flat bottom porcelain, ceramic actually, piece. I'm going to use it to flatten this. You could use metal, probably glass. You want something heat resistant. This is a silicone mat, but underneath I have a sheet of cardboard, thick cardboard, because even the silicone mat is not going to deflect the heat from warping your self-healing cutting mat. I'm using a pokey tool, but I'm not poking it. I'm laying it against it to stop it from blowing around, and you'll see how quickly this heats up. And then I flatten it and it's done. And you can already pick it up at that point as well. The coolness of this helps to cool this down. So there it is. Sometimes I do get a little teeny dimple in it because of this curling around it. The rest of the time it's okay. You can use tweezers, and that may help it to not get to not get a little dimple in it. So this is what I called a coin capsule. This is about 1.5 inches, and I am putting double-sided sticky tape on there. I have a circle punch, and I just cut out 1.5 inches there. Okay, and then I'm going to just put these shiny side up in here. I have both. There are two different shapes of hearts, and I have them both in here. And I want to add some of these tiny little diamond pieces from Queen Co. A little bit of holographic sprinkles. These are reflections from Michael's. And then a few of these. These are just have been in my stash. I don't know where I got them from, but they're a hot pink disc sequin. Just put the lid on, and these stay so well that you don't really need to worry about it flipping open. You can use glitter in these as well because they are better sealing than some of the pocket type crafts that we do of shakers. Now I have this, I got a bunch of these bulk chipboard pieces. These are 3.5 inch square. And I'm going to make this into a chunk journal. So I have pre-stamped this image and colored it in with colored pencils. This is actually an old Dots stamp. It's actually a sunflower, and it is R140 Sunny Sunflower. Very old, definitely out of stock. But I figured I would glue that on there like that, and then trim the edges off, and then make this into a chunk journal. If you're not familiar with chunk journals, it's something I started using these chipboard pieces, and I will give you a link down below to my first chunk journal video. So I wasn't sure that, sometimes when you cut, you can still get where it's not exactly perfect. That's why I went ahead and cut this a little extra bigger. I'm going to go ahead and punch my holes first on this. Usually I'm using 4-inch coasters, but this is 3.5. So if I punch this, the smallest setting on this is 4 inches. So if I punch it like that, the holes are going to be missing out on what I need. So what I can do is I can put a piece of tape along here to let me know exactly where to punch my hole from this, or 1/4 inch, I think. And then I know when I put that in, the reason I marked it 1/4 is because this is a 1/2 inch smaller, so that means 1/4 inch on either end. Okay, so there we have that, and all I have to do is just peel the back here and put that down. And I knew I wanted to do those hearts in pink and red, and that's why I didn't color this as a typical sunflower. I just added a ton of light shading with a very, very pale blue to give shadow to the white, and then I colored the inside of the center of the flower with red and pink. And I've used aquas on the border. So that is those shaker elements. I think those are really fun, and I'm looking forward to playing some more with them. I'm also going to be trying the Dress My Craft Shrink Prink in solid colors. And I think that's going to be a great, I will show you a video of that as well. Their refill sheets are more affordable than Queen & Company's sheets. So thank you for watching. I hope that gives you some ideas. Now, before you go, I want to point out something, and that is on these, when you are done punching all the shapes in there that you can possibly get in there, don't throw these away, because you can still take regular hole punches and cut out whatever is left here, and then you can also take your scissors and cut these into strips. Wouldn't get them too narrow, but like you could do this and cut them in half. And then you can put those on your cookie sheet and bake those as well. And before you know it, you're going to have a whole bunch of confetti that you can add to your shaker bits. So these are still precious. Don't get rid of them. Thank you for crafting with me.